Good morning. How's everybody? It's Robert. Should uh should be able to hear if you're in the stock voice chat or if you have the YouTube page going, which also has a screenshot of a couple charts in my list. Morning, John. How you doing? Thanks for the list there. I don't think I have RCO. I basically only looked at earnings today. Yeah, pretty much what you've got. No B pop. Yeah, I had B pop and then I took it off because it was getting crowded. THHCO can be AN, Whirlpool, Equifax, Tesla. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I noticed you weren't here yesterday. I mentioned it. Glad you're feeling better. Can't wake up. I think they have meds for that. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's take a look. Market was pretty much flat as a board yesterday. One, one early try to go higher in the Qs and the 1030 try to go lower, and then it was sideways city all day. Um, and this morning, hanging out at the top of that little range, well, not the top, but the top third of that little range. So we've got an itty bitty bar in the Qs anyway, and we're within it on the open this morning. So still bullish. Backdrop is bullish. Still wouldn't be surprised to get a pullback though down to 256, which is a big pullback if that happens. It's $10 in Q's dollars. But gonna need to see a downtrend before playing for that. Otherwise, I have to just stay bullish because overall it's bullish and the hourly is getting held by the 20 MA. So bullish unless we downtrend. Um, the SPY did a little better yesterday. There did get a new high. It was still basically a sideways bar, but never took out the low. Did take out the high late in the day, and we were gapping up this morning to let's see, 328.51, which was the all-time new high, I think. No, not quite, but recent high. Now have retraced back into yesterday's bar, just in the pre-market here. And I guess that's what Ralph is saying about employment numbers. A little worse than expected. Still bullish though. I mean, there's plenty of room to pull back if we could get a good downtrend going, but we're not at the moment. It's still just bullish. All right, gonna go through the list. It's kind of a big list, biggest one we've had in a while anyway. There's a couple of good ones on here, I think, but that's really it. AAL really is nothing. I think these are all earnings. ADS is not gapping enough, but I'll keep it on the list. AN is a fade candidate, but it's already faded quite a lot. It was up at 55, came all the way back to 49, which would have been the target. It's already really run the pattern in the pre-market. So I'm going to put it on the list. Again, as a fade candidate, I'm not going to buy that up today after the big bar with the big volume yesterday. But it is a possible short. BPOP doesn't have any volume yet. It's gapping to a pretty good place. It's clearing the last month supply, but it's into more. So I think I'm gonna watch that. BX, another one that, 3 days up and getting a little bit of a gap here on earnings. Very close by to a prior high, and then another one just $1 higher than that. So BX is bullish, but I don't see where it's gonna go. CTAS, trying to push to 300. Tough to tell the gap too because there's a $6, $7 spread. But it looks like it's still going higher. I'll lay off that at the open. I'd like to watch that, but I know I won't play it with that spread. And Danaher, really getting up there. Hitting $200 on the open. As high as 204. Too bad that didn't have the nice big bar yesterday, or it could, this could be a fade. I'm gonna put it on the list. It's either way to me. I'd like to see it pull back though before a buy. Equifax. Bullish gap into supply area and a $3 spread. So I think EFX needs to break higher or it's just to leave alone for right now. ENTG. This is also pretty low volume, but the interesting thing about this is it's breaking new highs. Showing a 75-cent spread, looks like it does about 1 million a day. So I'm gonna watch this one. I don't know it though, but I like it even higher once it rests for a while. And GGG is an interesting gap. It looks a lot like Kimberly Clark, where it's just getting over a bunch of topping tails on the gap. I think I'm gonna skip it though. It's not showing any volume. GTLS gapping over the topping tail with two $3 to spare on very low volume. I think I'm gonna skip that too. I mean that's not bad. You can tell there's a little surprise there, but just how far that can run, I don't know. H-band, I kind of like H-band. I mean, this is the quiet one. It doesn't look like much, but it's just a little gap, 10, 15 cents over the base, and does have room out to 1040. Would take some going to get there, but what I like about H-band in particular is the hourly breakout, which you can see on the hourly chart there. Then there is HRI, which also looks like Kimberly-Clark. Not, well, not quite a new high, but, and also low volume. Hmm. I do like the possibilities of higher though. This has got $3 a room. I'll put that on the list. And HSY, there's another fade possibility. Gapping right into the 200 MA after several days up. 148 would be the next supply area, but it's already in it, the bottom portion of it. Okay, so HSY along with AN are possible fades. And maybe HZO is too. Another low volume one. But 2 bars up, a little volume tick yesterday. Only 500,000 shares though. I'm gonna skip this. I like this, but it's just too thin. There's Kimberly-Clark. Oh, it's not getting the new high now. It was. You know, when I saw before, I thought it was over 149. 147, so trying to break through, but not able to yet. I'm gonna watch that. MTH, about a 7% gap over yesterday's little topping tail. That's another possible fade, and also a long on a pullback. And Netgear, same thing, only over red. Well, it doesn't have a $6 gap, but over red. And then Pulte. Not as up there as MTH, but I don't think I'd fade this one. This one's a long on a pullback. So two home builders. PLXS probably jumpy. Nice gap over two red bars to new highs, but I'm not going to watch that at the open. And same thing with Pool. $4 spread, low volume stock, but big gap. I may put it on later. SLM is not gapping at the moment. It was down a little, and now it's creeping back up. STM is another hard one to get a handle on. Not quite gapping to a new high. Skip that. T, not really enough to be actionable. If T can get over 30.60, it'll be clearer for a ways anyway. And TSCO already faded a lot, but still has more. So there's 3 or 4 fades possible today. TSCO is another one. Tesla, I'm not going to mess with. It's not really gapping enough to be a long, well, at least at the open, but it's got a very nice looking hourly. You know, definitely gapping into the buy setup, almost to new highs. And I guess gotta watch Twitter. Over the red, or not quite now, but it was over the red. And WHR, wow, almost a $10 gap, $8. Already faded down from 162 also. So productive pre-market for ones that trade it. All right, so on the downs, ALGN just past 307, which puts it in pullback mode. 306 is the bottom of this latest consolidation, and it's right there. So if it can hit that, it could see 289 or even, yeah, 288 on 9. Could be a nice target on ALGN. It's not very, it hasn't done volume yet, but it looks like it will. But I'm sure it's bulky. ALLE has got the green bar and the other green bar, but right into a demand area. And also pretty low volume. I'm gonna skip that. Spreads look big too. CSX reported not the most bearish gap, but yeah, it's really just not enough. Under 70, 80 would be okay. It's at 72. Let's skip CSX. CTXS. Oh, this has fallen a lot. This has got room to 154. Yeah, and it shortened something strong, but it's on earnings. It tailed yesterday, and now it's dropping. So I like this as a short. Discover gapping down a little bit, but not really bearish. DGX, another really tough one to play, but it's under 3 green bars. Little supply, but some room. And Dow would need to get under 42. It's not there. And KMI is not bad. KMI is under the green bar, under the pivot, in the daily downtrend. Not the biggest target, but KMI is a pretty good looking short. LUV, no, nowhere. And then LVS, oh, under the little double bottom and under the 20 MA now on the daily, but in a lot of demand. Would want to see an intraday downtrend or something with that. And Microsoft. Under yesterday's green, these are just the hardest though. This is a bullish stock acting bearish for a little bit on earnings. I'll watch it, but I'd almost rather long it. TRN gapping to $20, which is right on the 200 MA. I'd expect to see this bounce a little, but I'm not sure it can bounce enough to make a play. But yeah, I'm gonna skip that. And UNP is a little better than CSX. Let me just check here. Yeah, CSX is into demand. At least UNP has a little room to drop. All right. NCLH. Yeah, it does look good on a breakdown. Under 1450. And INCY. Big spread there. Oh, maybe that's not the right one. Okay, NCY. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. I see. Might be coming back. And F. Yeah, F's got some potential too. All right. I hate to say it, but I don't necessarily see an immediate play here with all this. Couple of those fades, but they're tricky right on the open, particularly if they've already faded like most of these have. Ready for HSY? Yeah, that's one of them. You're gonna do it right off the open? It's a 90-cent spread right now. Right into the 200 MA though. WFC, wasn't that like 2 weeks ago? Okay, one minute chart on my gray. Okay, we're open. John's got a Microsoft idea. And LBS a little bigger gap. KMI not too bad. DGX didn't gap. CTXS looks like a fade. Twitter higher. $38.50 though, yesterday's high. TSCO getting a little fade. Netgear probably higher too. There's HSY going higher for now. And a mild disagreement on Microsoft. Looks like Sean's got it for now. Kind of like KMI. Not sure it's got, well, it's a 15-cent stop. KMI under 30. The problem will be 1413, which is the pre-market low. That's a call if it triggers. Now Microsoft doing the sell setup. And and HSY, if it weakens, right now it's not. LVS falling nice. KMI, if it triggers. ALGN, just it's a big stop. Twitter on the buy setup. Not the prettiest thing, but Twitter pretty good looking long. I'm gonna wait and see if another entry appears, but I like Twitter higher and Netgear right here. Yeah, over 67 could do Netgear. It's a 15-cent spread. Twitter didn't take long to work. CNTG cruising. And AN was a nice fade. All right. KMI now could do with a 10-cent stop instead of a 15. Still needs to get under 30, but could stop it at 14.40. Here's Whirlpool on a long entry. Yeah, the spread's too big here for me though, at least right now. Whirlpool's often playable. You have a little continuation here, 158.80 by 157.71, but the spread is just too big to do that, I think. And LVS is still going lower. MIST? Not watching that. Yeah, it looks okay. Not much action in the market yet, but whatever it is, it's not bearish. HRI doesn't look tradable. Huh. KMB buy setup right here. This has got a pretty big spread too. Netgear just looks like it wants to crush higher. I think Netgear on a breakout. 3267 by either 3210 or low a day. And remember, it's got about a 10-cent spread. Okay, I like Netgear high a day by low a day. It looks like KM triggered KMI. And on this one, the front target is light. It's going to be about 1413. And then the bigger target is decent. It's 1385. And you may want to hold some just, for the 1250 shot, depending on how it goes. I posted 3 targets. Hadn't gone anywhere yet, but BBY. Yeah, it is bullish. And don't forget about the Hershey fade. I'd like to see a second entry on that, but you could be in Hershey short now. It kind of failed to go higher. I think it's got room to fade. Microsoft, like I say, it to me it wasn't a long, but I was saying pre-market I'd rather long it than short it because of where it is. And I think Sean made the long call. Oh, but yeah, it's still lower. Well, that's what scalpers do, right? All right, another few cents would be that front third on KMI. I mean, don't have to take that. I'm going to. I'm looking at the there it is right now. I'm looking at the pre-market low. So just taking a little out. Maybe we'll get a chance to add back. But that's the first third on KMI right now. HSY is a short. This is low a day. It's also right back at the 200 MA. So I'm going to wait just a bit, but it could definitely be an HSY. H-band, decent looking long. Nice hourly breakout there. That's what I liked about it. $2 stop. Yeah. It's held up at the low a day so far. Hopefully we'll get a nice entry into that. UNP, pretty weak. Not as weak as LVS though. Okay, KMI. Oh, I'm looking for 1385. If you didn't take any at 1414, you could look for the whole number, but I'm pretty set now on 1385 as the next target. And then depending on how it gets there, that's the take all or might be able to hold for 1250. And I'd like to see how it gets there if it gets there. Whirlpool could be a long. It's got a dollar spread though showing. Oh, Twitter again set up. 20-cent slippage on Netgear, but it's in play. Actually, 30-cent slippage on Netgear. Where's it going, Ralph? Oh, here it is. Well, 34, but then 36. It is in some last year's supply here, so I'd say 34 is a front target. Yeah, I'm showing 33.79 from last night. All right, well, I hope that's not a fake out. The way it triggered was nice. It tried to pop lower and then, got all that volume. The big slippage is no fun. Didn't expect that. I show at 1825, so it's at 7:25 at night. I show the high ticket 33.79. And right, high tick of the morning at 7:58 is 33.50. I'm not sure it's going to matter. Okay, giving KMI a pivot. LVS has made the turn. SPY touched the highs, so did Q's really. I like Whirlpool. And kind of missed Twitter. Twitter was pretty good right in here, right over 38.37. That second chance entry as it crossed over the VWAP. I just really didn't see it or didn't focus on it. Okay. Netgear on a pullback could add. It's just EN looks lower. It's just why really hanging in. The chocolate stuff is sticky. All right, Tesla falling. Yeah, right back to hourly demand though. All right, buy setup in the SPY here. See right there on the one. All right, let's see if Netgear can hold here. This is where it should hold. Got the nice big breakout. Now the pullback right back to support. Here's another entry if you like. Over 61 or over 67. I'd like to see that pivot in. KMI trail up to break-even area, 1430, let's say. VWAP's there. We have a pivot at 23, so giving an extra 7-8 cents. So break-even trail on the 2/3. Yeah, Qs have a buy setup of sorts too. The one in the SPY is better, but it's right on minor support. Still really like H-band. Netgear, fingers crossed for the pivot. Twitter a mess. Moving to a 2-minute chart. Yeah, I mean, well, you got the 2-minute buy too on Netgear. I'm not watching a 5 yet, but yeah. Trying to take out the 5-minute bar. LVS looks like it may get some momentum higher. Basically hit the first demand area. KMI still has room though. I want that room. Whirlpool still looking good higher. Baba too. Yeah, Baba's got the buy set up. It just quickly rejected a new high though. Concerning for a long. Yeah, SPY trying to fail on the little 2 minute buy as well. All right. Hopefully Netgear won't care. H-band doesn't seem to care. Sean likes the Qs under 6410. This is where high a day I do H-band. I just don't want to play into those two topping tails that are only another 5 cents higher. But this is a nice little setup. And like I say, it was the quiet gap, but yeah, there goes that H-band. The only real entry was right down here, but I wouldn't have done that. It was, not at the low of day, at the V, under the VWAP. I guess could have wedged it in right there, 62 by 56, but just not getting an entry on H-band. Liked it all morning though. Microsoft now lower, just fell under the VWAP, couldn't rally back, but it's gonna go with the market. Okay, KMI trying to set up another short. Whirlpool working higher. Twitter working higher. That's a miss. I had Twitter in my sights, but Netgear in play. It's got to hold this area though. It's going to be in trouble if it can't hold this 20 MA. See what the 5 minute looks like. Yeah, it's got to hold this area. I mean, here it's just it's an 8 MA. The 20 is still way down here, so I guess it could fall, but VWAP and 2 minute 20 MA all right here. If we take that green bar back, it's trouble. ENTG, that thing just was beautiful. And no fade on HSY. All right, I'm just gonna sit here. I got KMI in play, giving it 7 cents over the VWAP. You could get it tighter. Definitely don't want it popping over 14 and a quarter now. But another sell setup. And then, Netgear is just, wait for it. There's Microsoft dripping. Okay, KMI looks really good if you're not in. NKLA. Yeah, I could definitely short that too. It's what scalpers do. I like UNP lower too. All right, Netgear is well, they gave the best financials. Does that mean they have to give back the stimulus money? LVS on the 15. I'm just gonna stay right here with the KMI. I got a short, I got a long. Market just had a nice drop through the low a day after going through the high a day. So I'm gonna walk off a few. Still like H band higher if another entry comes by. There's a buy setup on HSY. I don't want that though. Hey Evan, good morning. Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, it's a little erratic. I mean, we based, we went through the high and then came right back to go through the low. And now looks like we could bounce. So I mean, still have to lean bullish here. And HSY is the best looking buy setup I see. And Pulte is on the VWAP, but it's got a triple top there. It's not going to be easy to get through that. It's had several chances. Oh, Twitter's not bad. Just a 2 minute pullback. 5 minute is not so, I mean, 15 minute not so pretty. But Twitter could be a long here, 18 by 87. Okay, KMI is still looking for that new low, looking for 1380s, and then possibly a big drop to 1250. All right, I'm gonna walk off a little bit, be back in 15, 20 minutes. Well, market not taking the bait on the buy setup, so still lower, downtrending now. All right, be back in a little bit. Thanks. Hey, it's Rob. Been back a little bit. This market's hard. Hey, Sean. Right now in the exact middle of the day's range with a new high and a new low. That's the cues anyway. And SPY really about the same. So leaning bullish, but there's a sell setup in the 5 minute chart, and I'd say it's about as erratic as we've been. Yeah, hey fly. Yeah, it's tricky today. TSCO right on support after a big fade. Man, that worked as a fade. Why didn't we do that? Oh, might have been shaken out early though. Look at that. I'm always surprised when it's hard. It's supposed to be so easy, right? That's what everybody says. All you gotta do. Huh, Whirlpool. Nice, too late now, but nice little buy setup. KMI made a good effort, just couldn't get through the low. I was watching it, could have closed it there, but worth a shot on that. Had I thought a nice breakdown and then a very nice sell setup right here at 10 o'clock. Well, at the moment we look lower. TRN, a decent looking 5 minute. No new low. It did end up gapping through on the daily. That's the best thing I've seen. DFS on the buy setup. CSX on the sell setup. But nothing I like. Market falling nice though. All right, I don't think I have an idea. I mean, DFS is actually late to take an entry here. You're down at 51.20. Could play it back to the VWAP. And there's one other like that, but all the way to demand. I forget the one that faded. What was that? It was the one that TSCO. Yeah. This is not my play though. Shown no strength at all today. But if it's gonna bounce, it'll be from here. Checkpoint. Yeah, bullish. That was yesterday's big fade. PFE looks just like the TSCO. All right, I don't think I'm going to do anything here. The watches are still UNP and whatever that other one was. Twitter, yeah, I just looked at Twitter. Yeah, it is on a possible higher low after a lower high, though. Certainly bullish. It's got the VWAP. All right, I'm here. I'm not gonna keep the thing going though. I we're just inside of a big range now. I mean, it's not that big, but and the only thing to do here is buy the lows or sell the highs until that range breaks. But when you go to the hourly, you can see just how tricky it is. All day yesterday and now today, just sitting inside. All right, I'm here. I'm gonna put the projection off though. I'll post if I do something. Please do the same if you can. All right, thanks all.